USA Heartbeat, the pulse of freedom. We are a 501c3 that exists to promote Judea Christian values in America, promote American ideals, promote traditional American history, support law enforcement, support the military, and support America and our traditional history. I believe personally that the United States of America is the best country on the planet to guarantee life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, the freedoms for all. Have we always maintained that high standard? No. Sadly, no. But I believe it is the best opportunity for us to reach that high standard in the world today. We have a number of outreaches on USA Heartbeat. One of them is called ClassroomUSA.net. Classroom USA, we're going to be taking doing some history lessons, producing some history lessons, Zoom video calls with persons in the know, for example, in the disappearance of Amelia Earhart, the Pony Express, the flight of the Spruce Goose, how weather is forecast, the Arlington Cemetery, how that's operated, how a hydro dam generates power. So on ClassroomUSA.net, we'll take a look at interesting topics in America, how things work, and take a look at our history and give you an opportunity to get involved in the conversation. Now, we're putting this together right now. Stay tuned for details, ClassroomUSA.net. Another outreach of USA Heartbeat, which is a 501c3. Another outreach is Light America Blue. We honor those who honorably serve. If we are to continue to be a free nation where we have the freedom and the safety, relative safety, to go out of our homes, go to the store, go to the movies, go to church, go wherever, without fear of violence or losing our lives, we need to be a nation of law and order. So we need law and order. We need to honor those who honorably serve. If we have men and women in law enforcement who are not honorably served, they need to be removed from the force. But we need to be a nation of law and order. There needs to be consequences for bad behavior. If you do not have consequences for bad behavior, you promote further lawlessness. And we're seeing that happening in America today. Light America Blue is an outreach to law enforcement that we honor those who honorably serve. We got your back. And we want to encourage Americans to stand up for law enforcement and stand up for law and order, stand up for police and law enforcement. Operation Eagle's Wings, I've been doing that for about 10 years. It is an encouragement and news effort to tell the story of those who serve and have served in the nation's armed forces. Today, as we're recording this video, it is Memorial Day weekend, a day we honor those who tragically gave up their lives for the fight of freedom on foreign lands and here in America. One of the projects we have, actually a couple of the projects we have underway with Operation Eagle's Wings, we're working with a Vietnam veteran here in Chattanooga, Tennessee, who has written some poems about what it is like to have served in Vietnam as a combat soldier, the memories he has to deal with and the memories he deals with today. We're very grateful that this man has shared these poems with us because it gives us, those of us who did not serve in combat in Vietnam, an idea about what it's like and an idea about some of the ghosts that they're still dealing with today. We'll be sharing those and continue to share those in the future and other outreaches for our veterans who definitely need our support and our help. We got their back. It is a motto in the military that we leave no one on the field of battle. So as men and women come back from service, we need to honor that creed. We leave no one behind. In fact, the mission statement of Operation Eagle's Wings is honoring all who serve and leaving no one behind. Another project we're working on with Operation Eagle's Wings is Leonard DeWitt. Leonard DeWitt was recommended for a Medal of Honor by his commanding officer in Papua New Guinea during World War II. Leonard DeWitt is called the U.S. Helmet Hero. Leonard DeWitt fought off an advance of Japanese soldiers while other members of his battalion became disorganized and ran. Leonard DeWitt emptied a Browning automatic rifle and another machine gun, was involved in trench hand-to-hand combat, hit It was used his helmet, took his helmet off and used it as a weapon to fight off the Japanese soldiers. And then he was so discouraged and so angry that he didn't have anything more to fight with, that he just threw his helmet. The enemy soldiers apparently thought thrown helmet was a satchel charge, and they fled. In the morning they came and they found several dead enemy soldiers, and eyewitness accounts that Leonard DeWitt had indeed fought off this onslaught of Japanese soldiers single-handedly. He was recommended for Medal of Honor. It was downgraded to a Distinguished Service Cross by General Douglas MacArthur. We believe there is evidence that he should be receiving the Medal of Honor. Now, Leonard DeWitt has passed away. There was a concerted effort to give him the Medal of Honor while he was still alive. This is a project that we promised Leonard's wife, who is still alive as of this recording. We're not going to give up. We are going to look for every effort we can, and I know we've been turned down numerous occasions by the Honors Division of the U.S. Army, but it's not going to stop us. Because there have been numerous instances in the past where other persons, some of them for political reasons, for example, soldiers of color were given Medal of Honors, and in fact, a group or a list of soldiers were submitted to the Army, and all of the soldiers were given Medals of Honor except Leonard DeWitt. Leonard DeWitt was the only white soldier on the list. Interesting, don't you think? There's other interesting items in this Leonard DeWitt story that we're going to be continuing to work on. We're not going to live it up. We're not going to give it up. We have a website, one of many. We have several websites. It's called ushelmethero.com. Story of Leonard DeWitt. We promised his wife, and we made a promise to Leonard. We're not going to give it up. We're going to continue to forge on with this. Look for every opportunity to have the Army reconsider a Medal of Honor for Leonard DeWitt, the U.S. Helmet Hero. Check out the website, ushelmethero.com. You can hear the story, and you can actually read the documentation. So there's going to be more to that. We'll have other projects with Operation Eagle's Wings, ClassroomUSA.net, Light America Blue, and there's some other projects that we're working on as well. But I hope you can see kind of a thread running through all of this. This is all about America. Story of Leonard DeWitt, where a soldier fights for his company and fights for his country. Patriotism, duty, honor. We'll have stories in the future about Medal of Honor recipients. There are Medal of Honor history museums. Two of them will come to mind. One of them is here in Chattanooga, Tennessee, where service, sacrifice, courage, honor, duty, they're all themes of the Medal of Honor. Something we need to learn here in America. So as we look at the American story, and as we look at these different aspects, as they weave its way through the American story, you have military heroes, you have law enforcement, you have Classroom USA, as we learn about our interesting and joint American history. One of the sessions we do on Classroom USA talks about the Route 66 Museum. Get My Kicks on Route 66 is a popular song in days gone by. There is a Route 66 Museum. We did a classroom session on that. And we'll do more sessions on other topics in the future. But this is an interesting country. There's a lot to tell, a lot to learn about America. There are so many people that are saying, oh, this is rotten and evil to the core, and just throw it up and start over with something else. Yeah, it's not going to work. Oh, okay, well, it's worked for 243 years, so exactly what do you want to replace it with? I haven't heard any ideas. I've just heard, oh, this is to replace it. I haven't heard any good options that are better than what we have now. I believed in this document, Constitution of the United States and the Declaration of Independence. Have we made mistakes in America? You bet. Will we make more? Absolutely. We're human. But I believe this document has a framework for treating everyone equally under the law. In the Constitution of the United States, there's those three proud words, we the people. That means something. That means a lot. We the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. Listen to those words. The first document, other than the Declaration, when we're putting the country together and forming the form of governance for America, and they write the Constitution, the preamble of the Constitution of the United States, setting out the view of what we should have in America. And you look at some of these things, and we're not doing well at some of these. Domestic tranquility, not a lot of that going on in America today. Secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity. I love this country, and I think it is the best country on the planet to ensure the blessings of liberty for ourselves and our posterity. We're not going to tell you who to vote for. We're not going to take a stand on issues other than issues that pertain to our Christian faith. There are certain things that we believe are held up in the Bible as standards of conduct that we're going to adhere to, and we'll do stories on those, and we'll take a positive and an editorial position on those, because we support the Judea Christian law in America and the Judea Christian principles that form this country. And on the basis of that, we will editorially take a position on that. We're not going to tell you to vote for Biden or Trump or anybody else, or vote for this law or vote for that law, or throw away this law and add this law. We're not going to get into politics here on USA Heartbeat. What we want to do is say, let's, as Americans, let's find ways to come together. When I was growing up, I remember going to 4th of July parades in my hometown in Idaho. And the floats would go by, and after the parade, you'd go out in the backyard and you'd have a barbecue and you'd eat hot dogs, and all the friends and family would come over. And it was good times. It was so good. And then at night, you'd go to the fireworks, and the rockets were glaring, the fireworks, and everybody loved the fireworks, and everybody got along. And that was America. That was Americana. I want that for our kids. That's why we do USA Heartbeat, because we want to find others that have that same vision for what we want to leave our children. This country that, as we talk about in the preamble of the Constitution, that's the kind of country we want to leave for our kids. They can have a 4th of July parade. They can enjoy the fireworks. They can just have a country where they don't have to wear a bulletproof vest to school. We want them to have a country that they can speak their mind without the fear of being fired, just for saying that they don't think that men can have babies or some other such thing. We love this country, and we know many of you do. So join us on usaheartbeat.com. A 501c3 exists to promote America and American values, Judeo-Christian values, American traditional history. We'll tell it all, warts and all. We support and encourage those who honorably serve in law enforcement and the military. We'll be sharing stories and program content and projects under the guise of that umbrella statement. It's a great country. I love it. We've got some work to do. We are divided. CNN had a news commentary. It was called "Divided We Stand." And that may be true, and in fact, I think it is today. But I think the truer statement is, united we stand, divided we fall. Jesus in the scriptures and Abraham Lincoln both said, a house divided against itself cannot stand. If we want to have an America, it cannot be divided we stand. That is a contradiction in terms. We need to find ways to work together. It's going to be tough. There's some real thorny issues out there. Abortion, same-sex marriage, gender fluidity, parents' rights, taxes, Republicans, Democrats, conservatives, liberals. We're going to have to find some way to make this work. We need to. Or do you want to have an America that is a lot like Europe? Do you want to have America where we have kind of a socialist states of America and a constitutional states of America, kind of like I don't know, kind of the heart of America and the Bible Belt. That's kind of the constitutional states, and around the edge seems to be the more liberal leaning states. Do you want to have a America where we're kind of like Europe, where we are loosely organized, but we have our own unique identities? In some ways, we already do with the states' issues, but when we get to strong ideological differences, we might see a split. I read a book talking about the American divorce. You think we should have an American divorce? What do you think? I hope not. I hope we can work this out. I believe in the United States of America. Let's work together on this. USA Heartbeat, the pulse of freedom. Thanks for joining us.